Have you ever noticed that Hollywood movie titles can change completely when they cross borders? Think you can guess the original movie from a Spanish title and its literal English meaning? Let's see. Round 1. In Spain, this blockbuster was released with a title that translates literally to Glass Jungle. Any guesses? Time's up. It's Die Hard from 1988. In Hollywood, Die Hard. In Spain,
Jungla de cristal.
in Latin America.
Duro de matar.
Fun fact, because Spain named it after the glass building, they had to call the sequels Glass Jungle 2 and 3, even though they take place at an airport and across all of New York City. Can you spot this next hit film? The literal translation of the title from Spain is At Full Gas. If you guessed Fast and Furious from 2001, you nailed it. In Hollywood, Fast and Furious. In Spain,
A todo gas.
in Latin America.
Rápido y furioso.
Did you know? The Spanish title uses a real century-old idiom meaning at full throttle, and the phrase originally referred to gas-powered steam trains. Alright, in Latin America, audiences saw this one under a title that translates to My Poor Little Angel. What Hollywood movie is it? That one was Home Alone, released in 1990. In Hollywood, Home Alone. In Spain.
Solo en casa.
In Latin America.
Mi pobre angelito.
Here's the wild part. In Colombian and Mexican street slang, sarcastically calling a kid a little angel can mean they are actually a massive terror, which perfectly fits Kevin. This next translation is absolutely wild. This dead guy is very alive. That is how marketing teams in Spain translated this classic. Do you know it? The answer is Weekend at Bernie's from 1989. In Hollywood, Weekend at Bernie's. In Spain.
Este muerto está muy vivo.
In Latin America.
Fin de semana con el muerto.
Quick movie title trivia. Terry Kaiser invented Bernie's iconic lopsided smirk at 3:00 a.m. in his hotel room to keep the character looking funny rather than ghoulish, instantly cracking up the crew on set. Here comes round 5. The title from Spain has the literal English meaning Zombies Party. What is the original movie? Time's up. It's a Shaun of the Dead from 2004. In Hollywood, Shaun of the Dead. In Spain.
Zombies Party.
In Latin America.
Muertos de risa.
Fun fact, the director, Edgar Wright, actually loved this bizarre title so much that he keeps the official Spanish theatrical poster framed in his house. Your clue is this title from Spain. Literally, that means you to London and me to California. Can you name the Hollywood version? If you guessed The Parent Trap from 1998, you nailed it. In Hollywood, The Parent Trap. In Spain.
Tú a Londres y yo a California.
In Latin America.
Juego de gemelas.
Did you know? Spain based this on the 1961 original, which was called You to Boston and Me to California. They just swapped the city name for the remake. Try this one. A super hard kangaroo. That is the literal meaning of the title from Spain. What movie are we looking for? That one was The Pacifier, released in 2005. In Hollywood, The Pacifier. In Spain.
Un canguro superduro.
In Latin America.
Niñera a prueba de balas.
Here's the wild part. In Spain, the word for babysitters is also the word for kangaroos, because both look after little ones in a protective pouch. Next up, Spain released it with a title that gives us super horny, super edgy, in plain English. What is the real title? The answer is Superbad from 2007. In Hollywood, Superbad. In Spain.
Supersalidos.
In Latin America.
Super cool.
Quick movie title trivia. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg actually wrote the script for this iconic movie when they were just 13-year-old high school students. Round 9. In Latin America, this blockbuster was released with a title that translates literally to Violent Times. Any guesses? Time's up. It's Pulp Fiction from 1994. In Hollywood, Pulp Fiction. In Spain,
Pulp Fiction.
in Latin America.
Tiempos violentos.
Fun fact, Spain left the title entirely in English, whereas Latin America tried to dramatically describe the dark, gritty tone of the narrative. Can you spot this next hit film? The literal translation of the title from Spain is Forget About Me. If you guessed Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind from 2004, you nailed it. In Hollywood, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. In Spain,
Olvídate de mí.
in Latin America.
Eterno resplandor de una mente sin recuerdos.
Did you know? Latin America kept the beautiful poetry of the original English title, while Spain simplified it to sound like a generic, localized rom-com. Alright, in Spain, audiences saw this one under a title that translates to Not So Hard to Peel. What Hollywood movie is it? That one was Drill Bit Taylor, released in 2008. In Hollywood, Drill Bit Taylor. In Spain,
No tan duro de pelar.
in Latin America.
Un guardaespaldas escolar.
Here's the wild part. The Spanish title plays with the idiom duro de pelar, used for someone who is tough to deal with, while Latin America went straight for the premise, a school bodyguard. This next translation is absolutely wild. The Telly Puppets. That is how marketing teams in Spain translated this classic. Do you know it? The answer is The Muppets. It's from 2011. In Hollywood, The Muppets. In Spain.
Los teleñecos.
In Latin America.
Los Muppets.
Quick movie title trivia. Spain created a portmanteau by combining its words for television and doll or puppet. Here comes round 13. The title from Latin America has the literal English meaning, and where is the pilot? What is the original movie? Time's up. It's a Airplane from 1980. In Hollywood, Airplane. In Spain.
Aterriza como pueda.
In Latin America.
¿Y dónde está el piloto?
Fun fact, this translation set a trend in Latin America where almost every Leslie Nielsen spoof comedy title had to start with the same where is phrase. Your clue is this title from Latin America. Literally, that means The Strange World of Jack. Can you name the Hollywood version? If you guessed The Nightmare Before Christmas from 1993, you nailed it. In Hollywood, The Nightmare Before Christmas. In Spain.
Pesadilla antes de Navidad.
In Latin America.
El extraño mundo de Jack.
Did you know? Latin America shifted the title's focus away from the holiday entirely to highlight the main character, Jack Skellington. Try this one. Smiles and Tears. That is the literal meaning of the title from Spain. What movie are we looking for? That one was The Sound of Music, released in 1965. In Hollywood, The Sound of Music. In Spain.
Sonrisas y lágrimas.
In Latin America.
La novicia rebelde.
Here's the wild part. Julie Andrews' iconic character is a nun in training, which is why Latin America uniquely titled it The Rebel Novice. 15 rounds are in the books. Which translated title fooled you the hardest? Drop your score in the comments and tell us the weirdest movie title from your country. These translation games are fun, but if you really want to learn Spanish for real conversations, head to plucky.cards and practice with interactive flashcards built around useful themes. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.